ちょっと待ってください。今画面に映ったあの飛行物体は航空宇宙防衛司令部の箱舟守護局長。クリムニウム奪取作戦の際回避対象1位。
大丈夫、外のことは心配しなくていいよ。守護天使がうちらを助けに来たからね。
I'm used to fighting monsters, so I can't just defeat them anymore. There are so many things I want to ask you about this place that I'm not interested in it, but I'm sure you'll be impressed by what you've done as the director here. The only thing that will disappear is the one that is important to Teratio. It's not like I'm talking about it. It's like I'm talking about it. Hello. Hello. This is Sungyun Choi.
テラシオンの守護天使、セレニエルが来ました。
It's already been 2 months since Chaos Zero Nightmare was released. Despite our many shortcomings, we would like to thank you all once again for your interest and support. Today, I'd like to tell you about the blueprint Chaos Zero Nightmare is drawing. I'd like to share with you my plans for the first half of 2026, starting with the December 24th update, and detail how we'll address your feedback. The first half of 2026 can be broadly divided into 3 keywords. First is diversification of play. While the process of creating better save data is part of the fun, I think there will be some first-time players who are disappointed because they can't experience the original fun of a roguelike. Our first goal in the roadmap for the first half of 2026 is to prepare a variety of content that will satisfy even those who are first-time users. Second is the strengthening of seasonal elements. Chaos Zero Nightmare is a seasonal update that aims to provide you with the original fun of the season. We will add seasonal main events and strengthen battle themes to provide a completely different fun and experience from the existing chaos. Finally, there is the level of completion. We plan to completely supplement the in-game basic systems that have been lacking and disappointing so far. We also aim to supplement devices and elements that allow for immersion into the world. Based on the feedback from our first players, we will improve the convenience of gameplay and increase the level of completion. 2026 is a year of new challenges for Kazina and a year to reward its first members. Once again, thank you to everyone who plays Kazina. We'll begin the roadmap right away. Hello. Welcome to the Chaos Zero Nightmare Roadmap Showcase. My name is Mr. Debbie. Nice to meet you. And today, we have some special guests to introduce this important roadmap. Could you please introduce yourself? Hello. Hello, I'm Choi Yongin, the background team leader. Hello, I'm Choi Sunghyun. Hello. This is Kim Ki-beam from the combat team. Team leader Choi Sunghyun, you're appearing on TV and at showcases. Aren't you nervous? It's always the same. I'm always nervous. Oh, I'm always nervous. My hands are still sweaty. But since you've been here so many times, I think you might be less nervous than other people. Yes. Oh, but team leader Wuhan came out again today, right? Yes. It's my first time greeting you today. How are you? Since it was my first time coming out, I was really nervous. I would appreciate it if you could forgive me for my many mistakes. But before you came out, you said you heard a commotion in the mountains. Yes. What was that? I knew something like this would happen, so I debuted at a company and received training. From there, I've been changing things up a bit, like humming and doing some vocal exercises. Can you show me? It's okay. It's okay. Anyway, I think you can see that as the fact that they practiced again to show a good side of themselves to the fans. Also, Kaibum Nim appeared for the first time today, and I heard that he had experience performing again when he was a college student, so he assured the fans that he would be able to do it. Now that it's actually a real situation, I'm getting nervous again. So I was wondering what to do with my hands, but I guess it's fortunate that there's a cue sheet. Still, I think you'll speak very well today, so I'll do my best to show you a good side of yourself. Okay, today we'll be looking at the roadmap for the first half of 2026 with the 3 of you. There is still a December update left. It is scheduled to take place on December 24th. Galactic Agenda Season 1 is underway, so what updates should we take a look at first? First, the last chapter of the Galactic Empire Season 1 Golden Catalyst, Catalyst of Evolution, is finally revealed. The story of the first party, who are approaching the taboo of Asuna's whereabouts and the identity of the replica, finally begins. Along with the new story, the combatant Serenial will begin to speak and take action in earnest. Oh, Serenial, who was revealed through the Galaxy News last time, is finally coming out. Yes. Serenial is the director of the Arc Guardians, a division of the Terrasian Aerospace Defense Command. A fighter who believes that strong power is necessary to punish evil, such as defending the peace of Terrasian and fighting against evil. Rumor has it that it has the power to destroy a planet. You can see what kind of appearance it will show in the story. Well, Serenial's visuals are like an angel, so if you thought she was just pretty, it turns out she has a very strong power. Yes, that's right. There are wings that highlight Serenial's angelic image. It acts as a suppressor to restrain her terrible power. The moment that Limit is released, he shows a merciless laser bombardment that is contrary to his pure and innocent face. Oh, but a little while ago, a skill presentation came out, and the atmosphere where the eyes change just like you just described came out. Yes, that's right. Oh, it's cool. I think Serenial is most charming when she shows the opposite side of her personality. Oh, I think so. Okay, then, I think it would be good if you could just briefly explain what kind of fighter style Serenial has. Yes. Serenial is an instinctive hunter who deals high damage with her special buff called Afterglow. A fighter who utilizes high tenacity damage to quickly defeat enemies and continuously goes on the offensive by utilizing forming laser cards that are moved to the hand when defeated. Defeat is the key. Was this for the Flame of Judgment set that was added in the last update, which increases damage to defeated targets? Yes, that's right. As a dealer with the instinct attribute, you will be able to continue exciting battles because you will utilize a powerful defeat mechanism with high tenacity damage. Oh, I'm really looking forward to it. Yes. Okay, so there will be a partner who comes out with Serenial. Could you please introduce that partner as well? Yes. This is Pico, the partner who maintains Serenial's weapon, the Cobalt Wing. Pico is a repair specialist at the Terration Arc Soho country. They say that Serenial always carries a universal repair kit with her because she always breaks something when she goes on field trips. Yes. Please look forward to seeing more of the Cammy story between the big and kind Serenial and the small and lively Pico. It feels like a supporter assisting Serenial. Yes, that's right. Pico is a character with a cute appearance but stands out for his ability to utilize huge mechanical devices. It serves as a strong supporter who brings out the maximum of Serenial's abilities by utilizing the drone inside the universal repair kit. So Serenial is a bit of a pushover? I think it would be good if you could also confirm that in the story. Okay. I'm really looking forward to the chemistry between Serenial and Pico. But again, today's performance showcases the roadmap, but I think it would be good if you could give a brief explanation. Yes. Pico not only increases Serenial's attack power, but also increases the amount of damage inflicted on defeated targets. It has effects that go well with Serenial. Oh, I see. Well, the skill presentation is pretty and the setting is strong, so I think a lot of people are looking forward to it. Serenial and Pico are set to be released on December 24th. When is that? Christmas. Christmas. Also, to celebrate Christmas, the special lobby is pretty. Oh, I wonder how it will turn out. The new combatants, Serenial and her partner Pico, are seasonal agents who only appear during a specific period of time, unlike the existing pickup rescues. You can rescue them by using the signal amplification anchor, and the existing probability up rescue count will be applied as is for 2 months. Memory codes can also be purchased in the store for a limited time, up to 2, and will expire and be removed from the product. The Omega code can also be used on Serenial to manifest her ego. Partner Paco, who appears with Serenial, can also be purchased in the shop, but will likewise be removed from the shop list when the period ends. The Serenial preview video will be released on the YouTube channel the day before, on December 23rd. We ask for your continued interest. Besides Jai, there are other important news in the December update. Yes, the first half of the Great Rift will end first, and the second half will continue for the next 3 weeks. In this second half, we designed the amplification effects and boss gimmicks to allow for various combinations. A point that first-time players should pay attention to is the emphasis on defeating boss monsters. Speaking of defeat, Serenial, whom you introduced earlier, comes to mind again. Yes. We expect that not only Serenial, but also combatants and neutral cards specialized in defeat will be active. We will continue to improve the Great Rift to ensure that it remains a fun content to research and conquer through various deck-building methods. Since the first half of the event is now underway, we ask for your active participation. Now, the Core of Chaos. Now it's time to meet the Core of Chaos, which we first entered in the last update. Can it be expanded right away? Yes. This time, the newly added Season 3 boss Haku is added to the Chaos. Because of this, the previously appearing user will now change from a boss to an elite, and Haku will reappear as a boss. However, since the spot for obtaining mythic equipment has been pushed back in this process, you may be a bit worried that the experience of obtaining Chaos has become a bit worse. In this regard, a shop will be added for the Yuan area that did not exist before. So, I think it would be good to understand that you get one more chance to remove it, and then you get to drop elite equipment that you can use, so there's one more element that you can use to strengthen it further. Oh, I see there are some aspects that could be improved in that way. Yes. Oh, and there's one more thing I'd like to mention. The aesthetic zone where you can get fate rewards that was added in the last update came out in the latter half of the second half, so it was a bit of a hindrance in the process of getting saved data. Oh, this part will also be improved in this moving update. There was feedback that it was disappointing that fate suddenly appeared when you were working hard to reach the end of farming, but when you guys said you would improve it, they said yes. I think it would be good if you could look forward to it. Now, there are many other improvements in the December update. I think it would be good if you could introduce it to me. Yes. We've made some overall improvements this time around in areas where the first-time users gave us a lot of feedback. First, when you search for an entry path on the minimap, the number of spots that were visible at a glance was too small in the past, so you had to scroll with your hand. This time, we improved that so that you can see more spots at a glance. Since I had to click on it once and watch it again, I ended up not watching it because it was annoying. Right. There were many cases where I just looked at it at a glance and thought, okay, let's go here now, but I think it would be good if it was improved. Also, it helps me enjoy chaos quickly, so yes. It would be nice if it could be updated quickly. And regarding the shortened playtime, which is probably what you've been waiting for the most, this part will also be improved. First, in the area of the beauty industry that I briefly mentioned during the last live broadcast, a speed function has been added. Oh, is it finally working? Oh, yes. Additionally, there may have been users who felt frustrated by the long delay after using the skill. We plan to shorten the long delays in the scenes to reduce the frustration. Oh, this is also quite annoying when playing. I think it's good because they say it's improving quickly. In addition, some unfavorable fates are being improved or reorganized. Next, there must have been some first-time users who were upset when they couldn't meet the fighter they wanted in the outing area, so we improved it so that if you register a favorite in Unigram, he will definitely appear in the outing. Oh, does it definitely appear? Now, I will definitely meet you. Now I really feel like I'm making an appointment as a messenger. That's right. And one of the last things we calculated, and this is also one of the things we received a lot of feedback on, is a bit too businesslike. We've received a lot of feedback like this, so we're going to change the term trust back to likability. Oh, from trust to favorability, yes. There, when we were broadcasting together, many people left feedback in the chat window, and they said it would change to favorability. And I think this is really important among the improvements in the December update. Also, some of the first players have reached the 6th stage of ego training, and if you keep playing, there are cases where you get an excess amount of money when rescuing. In that case, of course, they'll give you another 50 charis, but I still wish some other fighters would come out. I wish I could denounce another combatant. There was a slight pronunciation issue, and I heard you're working on improving that part. Yes. Yes. If you have acquired an excess, you can now obtain a new low-cost item called Bunumbra. You can exchange the Bunbub for various items at the exchange shop, such as masterpieces or multidimensional alignment items. Surely that's not the only thing we're exchanging? Yes. You can also purchase memory codes for regular combatants. What is usually included when we say combatant? Well, when we first launch, we're going to use common sense characters as the basis. Then there's no Yuki? The exchange shop will continue to be updated, so please be patient. It's not that it's not included, but it goes in sequentially. I think you can see it like this. Oh, and I don't think there's a purchase limit. Yes, there is no purchase limit. Oh, and if you continue without any purchase restrictions, it would definitely be better if you could ego declare other fighters even after the 6th stage of ego declaration. This is a problem that we've been receiving a lot of feedback about, and we provide services not only in Korean but also in multiple languages. But now, the translation is a bit difficult to understand, especially the card terminology. Or maybe it lacks some unity. There's been a lot of talk about this, but are these areas continuing to improve? Yes. We've been preparing for this for a while, but we're running out of time, so we've been working until just before launch, so we've made a lot of mistakes in that area. Now that the process has been streamlined to a great extent, we have enough time to focus on local issues, so I think we'll see a significant reduction in such issues in the future. Yes. Since this is definitely a very critical part of playing the game, we will continue to pay a lot of attention to make improvements. Well, the December update is also at the end of the year. There's also an event coming up at the end of the year, so are you well prepared? I prepared a lot. First of all, to commemorate the launch of Serenial, the director Bang Jusu's memoir event will be held. This is an event where you can get a glimpse into the secrets that Serenial, the so-called guardian angel, has been unable to tell you. You can obtain a large amount of growth points related to the instinct attribute hunter profession. The event runs from December 24th to January 14th. Oh, this isn't the only thing that's going to be there to celebrate the launch of Serenia. Yes, that's right. We have also prepared an event called Towards the First Light. It is said that very special guests will be visiting the nightmare. Well, some people come here to make a wish, and some come here to meet the captain. You can check which guests will visit in the game starting December 24th. We're also running a new Overdrive event where you can double your rewards from growth and simulations. Oh, double that. Yes, that's right. If you clear the growth quest and simulation 6 times a day, the rewards will be doubled. Wow, if it's like this, I have to use the simulation every day, of course, and since I use Ether unconditionally, I can't miss it. Yes, that's right. This event runs from December 31st to January 7th, so don't miss out and claim your double rewards. Oh, good. Another thing I'd like to tell you is that for those of you who have been away from night market for a while and are returning, we have prepared a return gift at the Garden Cafe. We prepared this with the hope that many firsts will return to the nightmare and help purify the chaos. There may have been some people who tried it again at launch and said, oh, it wasn't my star. I hope you will try it again through this opportunity. Are there any more events? Yes, I can't forget your new anniversary either. Bye. We've also prepared an attendance event for 2026. It will run from January 1st to January 14th and you can earn 10 signal booster anchors and 5 rescue anchors. It's already 2026. That's right. Time flies so fast, that's how it is. It feels like just yesterday. Yes, I see. Okay, now it's time to take a look at Chaos Zero Nightmares roadmap for the first half of 2026. The first half of 2026 updates will cover story, content, visual art, and additional improvements. Starting with Season 1 of the Galactic Empire you are currently enjoying, Season 2 will begin in February, and Season 3 will begin in April. Now, let me share with you the roadmap for the upcoming seasons. Oh, it comes out like this. Yes. Oh, December, that's right, from December to January, February, and April, which we introduced a little while ago. Yes, that's right. Okay, but I also noticed the spiral tower of screens. And the corrupted mode on the right is also very visually impactful, and I'm going to explain it all today. That's all for today. Okay, so we just looked at the December update a little while ago, so I think it would be good to look at the Season 2 update, including January. First, let me tell you about Season 2. On the planet Burn, for some reason, chaos and burning life are desired. A lot of things really happen here. The captain unexpectedly finds himself in an underground arena occupied by the enemy force, the Pang. It depicts a journey of finding clues while meeting Rico, a human who dreams of revival in the midst of crisis, and overcoming the threat of Pung. The epic journey of this season begins with a trip to the planet Burn, the source of chaos where all truth points. That's right, this planet that was there since we opened earlier. Yes, it's the planet Burn. Yes, that's right. Oh, so the main setting is the planet Burn. Right? If you look at the back, there are a lot of backgrounds that pass by, so I think it would be good if you could introduce some of those backgrounds again in Season 2. Yes. The first place we'll show you is the ancient civilization of Spitz, Critias. It is a fair that was once an ancient kingdom where magic existed, but was destroyed before chaos occurred and only traces remain now. The second black market I'd like to introduce is a group that has settled in that fair. They do not hesitate to commit illegal acts, such as abandoning their business of selling Critias relics or slaves in order to survive. They built a settlement on the ruins of the ancient kingdom of Critias, using debris from outer space and miscellaneous building materials found floating outside the dying planet. The black market flourished as a business by opening a stadium in the underground city of Pung, which was previously mentioned. We are also preparing some new content related to this, so please look forward to it. Oh, it seems like the events that happened in the second basement level have been turned into some kind of content. Yes, that's right. The third is the majestic rock planet Burn, which will be our main stage. There are 3 central points powered by the energy of the fire of sails. The entire planet moves like one giant living organism. However, the flame of business was polluted by the burning life of chaos, and when the flame of business ran wild, it burned BER fiercely. Now, BER has become a desolate planet, consumed by the flames of a runaway, polluted business, and lost to cold ash. Well, just looking at the background, it's clear that I'm soaring right now, to the point where the expression "I'm so excited" is appropriate. That's me. Yes, that's right. The spark of business that maintained the ecosystem was contaminated by chaos, and the planet became the center of a disaster that created polluted life forms. We worked very hard to create a dark and gloomy atmosphere on Burn's planet. Perhaps because he was the background team leader, he explained the background in great detail. I hope you all like it because I put a lot of effort into the background. After looking into the background, I'm also curious about the worldview. Well, it's true that in Kazina, there were quite a few devices or elements that could provide hints or information about the worldview. For example, the new character we see most often while playing games. But since we are not yet providing any information or anything about this god, we have reinforced all of these elements. This is the Zero Archive. Zero Archive. You can fill up a Zero Archive through the Zero System Codex. Please also check out the clues to the identities of the gods in the game. It's true that there is no information about the worldview even in the basic Pokédex. I like this god's representative, but what kind of god is this? I wasn't aware of it, but now those things are being implemented again through the Zero Archive. Yes. Yes. Not only that, but I think there were a lot of first-time players who were curious about why the names or appearances of cards and equipment were like that. Oh, to reinforce that part, the entire narrative text will be reinforced. In addition, the archive system will be revamped to list information such as terms and characters within the worldview. Oh, even the archives. Zero Archive and Archive. Yes, that's right. The Zero Archive is now an archive that lists some information about the gods. In the case of the archive you are looking at now, you can think of it as an archive that contains cards, encyclopedias, and worldview terms. In fact, once you get to know each of these settings, it becomes a really fun element. I think it would be good if you looked forward to it a lot. Additionally, trauma codes, which allow us to see the character's inner story, are incredibly important from a narrative perspective, right? In response to the requests of many first-time players, the full dubbing of the trauma code story will be sequentially updated. We expect the overall content, including all the quarterly stories, events, battles, and production elements of trauma code, to become even more immersive. In addition to this, just like how voices were added to NPCs in shops and Arc City last time, we plan to continue adding voices to existing content to increase immersion. In Kajana, the trauma code is also a very important story that allows you to understand the inner side of the combatant story, and it is said that it will be produced with full dubbing, so it will be provided to you sequentially. We ask for your continued support. Well, as I've been hearing about the worldview and the narrative elements of the combatants, I'd like to ask some questions about improving the scenario. I will also update you on the progress of improving the scenario. First, we aim to progress the story while maintaining the worldview and background in a broad sense. As we have clearly stated our intention to reorganize, we are currently working on content that will satisfy you, so please wait a moment. Thank you. I hope that it will be improved a bit since the first people thought it was so important. I'm in the process of preparing. Yes. So, are there any other areas that need improvement to better convey the combatants and worldview? Yo. This? In Kazina, the code called trauma plays a very important role. Oh, I tried to show you this part through psychological counseling, but I think it was a bit disappointing because it was conveyed through text. So, we reinforced this part with visual direction. So, as you can see on the screen now, the production aspect is strengthened. Yes, that's right. But, in addition to simply reinforcing the directing, we added more sophistication to the consultation process. Yes. Yes. If, during counseling, you accidentally trigger this combatant's trauma, this combatant will now fall into a state of deep breakdown. That would be a bit heartbreaking because sometimes when I click a bit recklessly and then the percentage doesn't go up as much. That's why my heart hurts. Right. 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 If you fall into a deep-seated breakdown, the consultation with the post will end and you will receive help from a professional, so you will recover, but your favorability with the post will not increase. Oh, it's too bad the favorability rating doesn't go up. Well, then you must also know the inner workings of the fighters well. So, not only that, but we also added elements that allow you to feel the inside, and then we added more elements for thinking. I think it was a bit lacking in that regard, so I'd like to say that we've added things like touch reactions in the lobby, Starlight Restaurant Cafe, etc. Especially for places like Starlight Diner, we are planning to add a feature where you can eat with your fellow fighters. I was the only one eating sushi, but now I can eat it with you and my favorability rating goes up like this, so I'm trying to calculate it like that. Oh, and not only that, but this isn't just a one-sided interaction. Now, when a combatant is traumatized, they can send a DM to the captain in an unstable state. We'll continue to add interactive elements so that you can feel the inner feelings of fear, loneliness, and other emotions depending on the combatant's personality or trauma. Oh, I see. This is definitely the story of the second season of the Galaxy. Also, the worldview and background are very important, so we were shown the background again, and we also told you that the narrative elements of the fighters who are with us are being strengthened, and that full dubbing of the trauma code is being prepared. Well, listening to this, I'm curious about the characters that will appear in the new drama. I think it would be nice if you could introduce yourself. Yes. The first is Pelshin's enhanced replica Narza. Narza is an artificial life form born against her will and always feels tired and inflamed. Having rarely ventured outside the lab, I felt a fundamental weariness with life itself and a lack of understanding of my own worth. We hope you'll join us on January 14th to see how Narza's story, once known as the individual number, unfolds. Oh, I think Narza was actually announced on our website before we launched. Right? And it appears briefly in the story too. So I was wondering when Naraja would come out, and oh, it's coming out in January. Yes. I'm really looking forward to it. What character is next? Yes. Another combat mercenary, 9. 9 is the leader of the Silver Scholars mercenaries, who knows no fear and always charges forward with steadfast determination. He is famous as a legendary figure who always returns alive from any situation. After some time, he becomes entangled with the captain's party while searching for a huge energy source. You can meet Nai, a powerful warrior and mercenary, starting February 4th. Oh, 9, you look really strong. You look strong. It's Shanair's image. Yes. I think it will be a very attractive point, especially since there are users who are waiting for the great sword. And now, aren't the perks amazing? Oh, I was surprised. Oh, that's amazing. Yes. Okay, so who is the third character? The third is Tipera, a spirited girl with her own firm sense of justice and convictions. Tipera, a girl from Spite, hides her true self under her coat. Tipera's confident and assertive demeanor and outstanding fighting skills suggest that she is no ordinary person. This Tipera will be available starting February 25th. Oh, Tipera, what are you hiding? The team leader was talking about his true self a little while ago, and when he said that, his expression looked so sinister. Very. Yes. Tipera is set to be available starting February 25th. So, now you've introduced all the new characters. Personally, I'm also looking forward to 9, and Naraja is also preparing for January. That's right. Yes. Anyway, you've revealed 3 characters like this, and starting with Serenity are in December, we're preparing some really attractive characters, so please continue to show a lot of interest. And when we were giving the background explanation earlier, there was a group called Black Market, and they said that they created an underground slave trading center in the Black Market. But you said earlier that it would be released as content, so I think it would be good if you could introduce some more content this time. Yes. There will be updates with major events every few seasons going forward. The first event to be updated during Season 2 is the Silver Cranes Martial Arts Festival. You can get limited rewards during the event period. It will be included in the permanent event at the end of the event period, so users who start after that can try it out at any time. As the name suggests, Yunhak's Martial Arts League is a content where the goal is to become a champion by defeating strong enemies. You can use the monster cards that appear when you defeat powerful enemies by incorporating them into your save data. Combining monster cards will allow you to gain even more powerful effects, so you'll be able to enjoy combining them according to your deck. Yes. So, is it possible to put monster cards into my save data? You might have such expectations. Unfortunately, you can only use monster cards in a limited number of Galaxy Mute locations. I see. So now you're going to face strong enemies and defeat them with your save data while using your monster cards appropriately. Yes, that's right. I'm also really looking forward to Yunhak's stage performance. Yes. Looking at it this way, it seems like powerful monsters will continue to appear. Besides this, will new monsters appear in Season 2? Yes, that's right. We also put a lot of effort into the monster designs in Season 2, including the powerful enemies that appear here. A prime example is the Kanghano Cyborg Automaton, modified for the highlight show at the Black Market Coliseum. It is a monster with reinforced claws and powers, and its special feature is close combat using rapid healing power. Oh, really, it's a visual that jumped out of the Milky Way galaxy's utopia, but to be honest, I don't know if I can say this, but it looks a bit strange. Yeah. Yes. I tried hard to express that point. Yes. And I mentioned the Critias civilization earlier. This civilization has disappeared, but the Colossus, the guardian toilet of the Palace Valley that was created in violation of the taboos of the time, remains. Yes. Yes. Oh, that's pretty gross. This is a being created by collecting pieces of the kings and great generals of all time as a result of the Eternal Guardian project. The Colossus will be the first gigantic monster to appear in Kazina, and you can look forward to it as it will provide an overwhelming sense of fear and tension. Oh, is this the first time a body part has been destroyed in Kazina? It's a bit strange. We are working hard to present to our first-time players exciting battle content as exciting as Kim Hee-ji's, which is being introduced for the first time in Kazina. Oh, please look forward to the monsters that will come out later that will destroy other parts. Now, are there any other monsters? It was more fun to see this monster. The third is the golden power of Sacred, who descended by swallowing the great primordial energy. As a being that transcends good and evil, he expands his power according to the providence of the universe and extinguishes everything before him with flames. In this way, our development team will continue to work hard to provide first-time users with overwhelming visuals. Well, it would be a bit scary if there were monsters this big waiting for you in the game. I think the second monster in particular is a bit creepy. Yes, it looks like it'll be a bit threatening, but I saw a screenshot during development and it looks kind of scary. Since it comes in a big size. Okay, that's good. These powerful monsters and new content are coming out, and these challenging devices are also important. They're important. So, in Season 2, a new system called the Season Board will be added so that you can conveniently see what content there is and what challenges there are. The season board allows you to check your content progress at a glance. Then, if you achieve certain content, you can obtain a separate sticker called the Galaxy Medal. Since it's a sticker, you can use it as you normally would when decorating your saved data, and there will be an empty Galaxy Medal slot on this season's board. You will have fun filling them out one by one. Then it's true that I need to do some collecting while also creating a desire for challenge. It's fun to collect these stickers again. If you collect all of the Galaxy Medals, you will also receive a special additional reward, so I highly recommend collecting them all. Also, since people want to fill up everything they collect without thinking about it, I have high expectations for this season board. Also, as you said earlier, monsters are appearing more and more powerfully. Yes. I know that there will be a lot of monsters in the Spiral Tower of Incision update that I mentioned earlier in January. While we're on the subject, I think it would be good to also introduce the Spiral Tower of Severance. The Spiral Tower of Screams is also a permanent content where you progress through the tower by defeating powerful enemies. There was a lot of feedback from players about the Hyperspace Basin content, and now that the turn limit has been implemented, there's been a lot of feedback that certain deck combinations or playstyles are becoming more popular. In the process, if you play a roguelike, you might have neglected things like survival and defense. Since the Spiral Tower of Screams is now content that requires only conquering the 150th floor, it seems like it will be content that can be cleared through various plays by focusing more on survival and defense when deck building. So now, the goal isn't to break it as quickly as possible. Just break it by holding on, counterattacking, or twisting your body. Yes. That's right. Yes. That's right. Up until now, the goal was to somehow compress the deck and play, but now it will be content where decks like counterattacks utilizing Magna can be active. Yes. Well, in some ways, it could be a full body build content. It's not just about clearing the content, but we'll also show you what decks we've assembled when we conquer each combatant. As such, I think it will be content that will stimulate a desire for challenge, such as wanting to conquer various spit with the fighters I have. So the tower has 150 floors. Yes, that's right. Oh, it keeps going up. Yes. The 150th floor might seem a bit steep, but that floor is one wave. So, since you enter the stage and 5 waves are played at a time, you only need to fight a total of 30 times. Oh, then it would be fun to just keep on destroying things. So, what kind of rewards are given each time you clear a level like this? Well, since this is content that resets with each season, we plan to give out a token sticker when you conquer the tower each season, and we also plan to provide growth rewards and various other rewards. Oh, I'm sure this will be achieved by going up the Spiral of Screams and changing the combinations. If you want to collect stickers well. Yes, that's right. You also need to collect the season board well. Yes. You've added quite a few collection elements. Yes. We are pursuing a playstyle that is not too biased and offers a variety of challenges, so we have strengthened the collection elements to provide a sense of satisfaction in that regard. Hey everyone, the Spiral Tower of Screams is set to be updated on January 14th. Well, I guess you could say this is something to enjoy while waiting for Season 2. Yes, that's right. Yes. Well, in order to challenge this kind of content, I need to be able to use a variety of characters. They told me to climb the tower through various characters, but I couldn't level up the characters in the first place. Of course, the number of units that can level up has decreased recently, but yes. Also, isn't there a system being prepared in that regard? That's right. Our game is one where players have a strong desire to try out a variety of combatants, and when someone else posts a deck, they want to try it out. However, each time they do, training and developing combatants can be quite tiring, and the hurdles are quite high. That's right. But, rather than simply providing these parts as growth incentives, we are trying to take care of them through a system. Now, I'm planning to add a first synchronization system so that you can adjust the level, memory fragments, potential, and things like that before I go to land, raise the character once, and then get the saved data and use it once to gain enough experience. Once you're satisfied, you can then use the equipment to raise the character. Of course, when a new combatant is released, features are provided that allow you to experience that combatant. It seems like there are many first-time players who are disappointed with only the set combinations and saved data, so you can think of it as an additional feature. So, can I use a combatant I haven't trained through the first motivation and system without investing any resources? Yes. We want to provide a system that can be used immediately. Oh, there are times like that. This is a bit of a combination, but if you change just one person, it seems like it would go well together, but when you actually raise them and use them, isn't it different? There are times like this. Or, if you tried it and it didn't quite fit your taste, we prepared the system for that. Right. Oh, I see. Since this is definitely a combination that you can only draw in your head, there are many cases where it is applied differently in real life, so it would be great if you could try it out in advance. I think the post-motivation system is a really good system, and since we're talking about character development, I can't help but talk about saved data. Are there any improvements to be made in this area? Yes. First of all, most fundamentally, there are often situations where saved data needs to be replaced in various ways depending on the situation. For those times, we're now offering a preset feature. Oh, the presets are coming out. Yes. Also, this is something that many of you have probably been asking for, but we're also planning to introduce borrowing your friend's saved data. Oh, yes. Friends. Yes. I guess now I want to show off what I have, right? Or, if you want to try out something that someone else has bragged about, you can now borrow it and use it in the simulation dungeon. You can borrow saved data from each friend up to 111 times. So, can it only be used in simulation dungeons? Yes, it can only be used in the simulation dungeon. Then, of course, you can use the subjective dungeon. Yes. Since it's a simulation dungeon, it would be quite beneficial if it could be used in the subjective dungeon. In the case of Judas, there are many people who find it difficult, so you can get some help in those cases. Yes. Oh, so it's not just about showing off my saved data, it can also be incredibly helpful. Yes. That's right. The friend system wasn't really that useful, so there wasn't really any need to register friends, but this will definitely be helpful. Right. Well, on the other hand, we've added things like presets and borrowing to the saved data, but I think some people might find it difficult or burdensome to use the saved data. Unless you want to enjoy the game a little more lightly, I don't think you need to go that far with advanced saved data. I think there are people who think it's enough to enjoy, but isn't there some other system for those people? Of course, we have prepared some content for those who post like that. This is the guild office. Oh, the guild office is a bit of simple content. When you visit the guild office, you will now be asked to give a mission to first. The types of missions are simple ones like defeating chaos once or capturing a specific boss. Since these missions are now carried out on a subjective basis, it seems like it will be content where you can log in without any burden and receive a certain level of reward just by completing these missions. So it's good to try to save your data properly, but if you don't, and just enjoy it lightly, there's a system at the guild office where you can gain growth. Yes. I understand. But for many people, if you look at it another way, those who aren't light, on the other hand, the sense of accomplishment of carving out the saved data of the character they want to have as close to perfection as possible is really important. I'm carving out my saved data right now, and even after carving it for almost the entire weekend, I still can't get what I want, so I'm a bit worried. There are times when I feel empty, and of course this process is fun, but there are also times when I feel empty or a bit overheated, so I think we need to take care of this part. Yes. Then, as a means of care, all the contents of the Zero System upgrade skill tree added this time will be improved. Oh, what is it about? Then, the upgrade can be done in 3 major steps. Various skill effects that did not exist before will be added. Step 1 is the upgrade access approval stage, which is the basic growth stage where you can increase your basic stack and probability, which you may have experienced before. After this first stage, the second stage is the authority expansion stage, which provides environmental changes such as liking a city agent who influences the stage or increasing the probability of rare beauty zones appearing. Finally, the third level admin mode will feature additional options for the God's agent, increased chances of gods burning, and other powerful effects that were not previously available. Oh, you can increase your chances of getting a new one. Not only that, yes. We've added more powerful effects, such as the flash reroll that's being talked about a lot these days, or the ability to duplicate selected cards when killing a boss, so I think the hurdle will be alleviated a bit when farming existing saved data. Oh, so those functions will be included when my Zero System is upgraded. Oh, I'm really looking forward to it. Well, I often felt a bit empty after going through chaos like this, but I think the Zero System upgrade will definitely improve this aspect, so I think it's a good update. But now that we've upgraded to Zero, we're in a seasonal game, right? So, there's also a skill tree that allows for some changes each season. Oh. Yes. So, the Zero System skill tree is being added. Yes, that's right. So the skill tree's effects will continue to change with each season. Well, as for the seasonal effects, there are things like the seasonal equipment and fate that we saw in the Golden Catalyst this time. So, I think that by strengthening those things through the skill tree, I will be able to enjoy Season Metal more actively. Oh, so the skill tree will now be updated every season, and the more you play, the more infinite skill tree points you'll be able to advance. I think this is a definite device that complements the parts that can feel a bit disappointing the more you play. Now that we're on the subject of the Zero System, I think it would be a good idea to also take a look at the codex. Yes. There are also improvements to the codex in Season 2. Right now, you're looking at the data cap or the penalty cap and trying to find something with an easier penalty. You're playing like this, but I don't think this process is very enjoyable, so I added a bonus to make it a little more fun and alleviate the pain. That's the unique option. The unique option. Yes. Oh, because I'm playing right now and I'm constantly rerolling and trying to find things that have a little bit of a penalty, like reducing the elite zone. But that kind of play doesn't feel all that great. That's right. So, now that the penalty has been determined as a bonus, this is an opportunity to take a quick look at it. Let's play again and have fun. To provide you with this kind of experience, we added a system called unique options. I see. So what are the unique options? We'll continue to add unique options with each update, but the one we're adding this time is divine intervention. Yes, divine intervention. We've met God's representative before, haven't we? Yes. No, you get the chance to meet God directly. Oh. If you meet God in person, the reward will naturally be commensurate. Okay, so this is the original encounter with the God's representative. So now you're meeting God for real. Right. Yes, that's right. The more you love a God, the more rewards you will receive. Shouldn't the reward for meeting God directly be incredibly good? Right? First of all, it gives you a card that is very advantageous for clearing chaos, but it's not just given to you. I'll give you the card I chose and convert it. Oh, so if you convert, there's a benefit to removing it, right? Yes, that's right. Please be sure to check it out in the game. So now we're removing it, and while we're removing it, the card that's being used isn't saved, but it's still very powerful. Right? Yes, it is very helpful in getting rid of cows. That sounds like a lot of fun too. Yes. Beyond just adding unique options, we're constantly working to improve the codex experience. Another thing I'd like to mention is that we're currently preparing content called the Unique Codex. Now, since I've been playing Chaos for a while now, it's true that there's a certain amount of fatigue from having to always go all the way to the forehead. But you can think of the Unique Codex as a codex with a new level design. Yes. Let me explain in more detail. Oh, I entered the codex and 5 rewards came out like that. Or, we are also preparing a unique event-based codex that will be made up of only weak areas, allowing you to enjoy a special story or experience something completely new, so please look forward to it. Oh, so in the case of this unique codex, do I just have to select it separately and go in? Yes. Oh, if we do synthesis or clear the codex, we can now choose one of the three. At that time, it seems that the unique codex will appear as a surprise reward. Well, it hasn't been decided yet. This means that we are preparing some content like this. We're currently planning a plan that will make it fun to play and now get some out gamification. The data is probably out now, and it's packed with a variety of fun effects, so I hope you look forward to it. Okay, I understand. The Zero system has been upgraded and the codex has been improved, so you've really put a lot of preparation into it. You have to do a lot. You have to do a lot. It's great. Well, it seems like a lot of things are being prepared for Season 2 as well. After a while, we will gather together and explain the improvements that our first-time users may have found inconvenient, which may seem trivial, but are very necessary. Okay, but before that, I heard there's something you'd like to explain. Yes. Chaos Zero Nightmare will continually adjust game balance at the start of each new season, with each season lasting 12 weeks. Through balance patches, we hope to provide new strategic options for first-time players and create an environment where underused characters and builds can be re-examined. First, improvements will be made to the flash and common cards that had low adoption rates. Beyond simply increasing the numbers, we're also making structural improvements to some of the flashier builds that lacked appeal. Today, I would like to talk about some of the directions of the adjustments. Firstly, some adjustments will be made to the healing abilities of controller combatants. This adjustment targets Leah, Ray, Orlia, and Cassis. Second, some cards and builds with low utilization, including the 6 key that we previously announced, will also be improved. Third, the passive skills of some partners, as previously announced, will also be adjusted upwards. Fourth, some combatants will be reworked from a long-term perspective in the game. Rework targets include Cassius and Trissa. In making these adjustments, we prioritize preserving the value of first-time players who are satisfied with their current combat experience. During this process, if there are concerns that some characters' experiences may differ significantly from the original, we plan to provide features that allow for the retrieval of edit rights to save data or training. These adjustments won't take effect immediately, but will likely take effect around February, when Season 2 begins. I see. This needs some balance adjustments, but anyway, these are fighters that the first players have invested a lot of time and effort to raise, and in a way, they are edge-stop fighters. So, in order to make these parts less regrettable, I hope that there are some supplementary measures in place, such as the ability to edit saved data or retrieve certain breeders. And I also hope that the adjustments are made well so that players can enjoy a variety of combatants and have fun. Now, a little while ago we talked about the saved data editing rights, but how was that item implemented? I think this is probably a point that many first-timers are curious about. I'll explain more later along with some new content. Okay, so now we're not done with the more serious content yet. Before you all get to see my more substantial content, I have some improvements prepared based on the overwhelming amount of feedback you've given me. What other improvements are there? First, a feature to customize your Captain ID will be added. You can decorate your ID card with stickers obtained through various achievements and challenges. ID cards can be decorated with various illustrations, including stickers and special lobby illustrations. The ID card decoration is a bit disappointing, functionally speaking. Well, it's been updated a bit now, with the friends system. Yeah. If you look at the ID card illustrations when applying for friends now, they are all the same. Now, you can decorate it, and things like ranked matches and things like that will be exposed in various places in the future. Right? You'll see it when you borrow saved data, and it'll also be displayed in ranked matches and things like that, so I think it's really important to decorate your own saved data or ID card. Right? Devices that can express individuality and express such individuality will continue to be supplemented. Will there be another improvement? Yes. The next improvement is the memory fragment UIX, which has been improved this time. I guess that's because it now accounts for the largest portion of growth in the outgame. I think you must have waited a long time. Yes. You must have tried equipping and changing a lot of memory fragments, and even strengthening them, and UIX must have been quite inconvenient during this process. It was also inconvenient for me. So, we improved this part to make it more intuitive to understand. Especially now, the most difficult part of memory fragments is what we can imagine beyond memory. Where on earth is this? What number is this? So, I modified the UI a bit to make it easier to understand which part is which, or which set I selected. Not only that, I've now decided to highlight both the main and sub-options of the memory fragments, depending on which combatant I choose, which main option is now valid. The highlighting has been changed separately so that it can be seen more intuitively. Yes. Yes. That's right. Not only that, but now when you strengthen an option, you can also express it numerically, which option was strengthened for how many years. We will continue to make improvements to make it easier to manage. And that didn't work? When you go into strengthen, you have to go in and come out again. Yes. These things were a bit cumbersome to wear, but that part has been improved. Yes. We improved it so that it is displayed as a separate pop-up so that you don't have to go in and out, and now you can strengthen it within that. Even the enhanced options now display how many times they've been enhanced, and as you can see on the screen, many improvements have been made. Yes. Okay, and I'm sure you've been waiting a long time for the next improvement. Yes. You must have been waiting for this for a long time. Added story skip. Yes. Yes, there is a skip function. However, please understand that I will not be skipping all at once, but rather skipping each god individually. Yes. Still, there may be times when you want to see a specific god. Yes. It seems like that's how the function is provided, right? Yes. Oh, and as I mentioned during the live, instead of the simulation wave constantly spinning, you can just spin it once and choose the reward multiplier to get it all. That improvement has been added this time. Oh, now if I just do one wave, it depends on which round I set. Yes, that's right. Yes, you can get compensation right away. By the way, this is only 3 episodes. First of all, it's 3 episodes. First of all, 3 episodes. Well, now that you can get rewards up to 3 times at once by playing only one wave, it's become quite a bit more convenient. Ether, on the other hand, is now expanding by that much, right? Yes. Is there more? Yes. And we also did some optimization work on the PC client. The PC key mapping function, which is probably the most requested feature when using a PC, is now scheduled to be added. Next, some key actions are probably not working as intended, so we will investigate these parts and calculate the key operation ability for your convenience. Well, it would be great if the PC client key mapping feature came in, but this is now Season 3, yes, that's right. These are said to be improvements that will be implemented during Season 3. Okay, so I've explained the content from January until around February or March when Season 2 was underway, including the Spiral Tower of Screams and the Galaxy Season 2 story, and at the same time, a new fighter will be introduced. And now, starting with the first synchronization system that allows us to experience the combatants in advance, and through the Zero system upgrade, we've added a lot of features that will allow us to be more efficient when reducing save data, so I'm really looking forward to the updates up to Season 2. But I'm looking forward to Season 3 again. So now, finally, we're going to learn about the corruption mode that we saw in the opening, but I personally think there must be a reason why the Chaos Assault is expressed so broadly. So I'm really curious, so let's take a look at what else is being prepared. So, what is the Chaos Assault? Yes. There are many new additions prepared for Season 3 as well. One of them is the Chaos River. If the Zero system update I explained earlier provided some indirect environmental help in reducing the save data you want, this time, it is content that can provide more direct help in building the save data you want. It has a direct impact. So what changes directly? Perhaps something that could be obtained as a reward for this content would work in a subtle way? This is probably the part you were talking about earlier. Let me continue with the explanation. I believe that the core value of the roguelike genre is finding the best strategy and overcoming it amidst the choices and threats of each moment. So, the content we have prepared this time is the Chaos Battle, a pure roguelike content where save data is not saved. Oh, so if your save data isn't saved, then you're now experiencing a new roguelike every time, a truly true roguelike experience. Yes, that's right. Chaos Assault is a new mode for first-time players who want to enjoy Kizuna as a roguelike. Unlike the previous Chaos mode where the game started relatively safely in the outskirts, it starts right away in a more threatening and deadly area. So does that mean it's that difficult? Yes. As the difficulty level increases, powerful roguelike options are also activated for users. A typical example would be the deactivation of the used card deck system. Oh, but I think this might be difficult for some people to hear. How would you explain this in more detail? Yes. In our Chaos Zero Nightmare battle system, there is a system called the used card pile and the discard card pile. The cards I used this turn have a rule that they cannot be used again. These rule changes will hopefully allow players who have been waiting for a roguelike to build their dream decks. Oh, so in reality, if you use a card this turn, even if you draw again this turn, that card will not come out. Yes, that's correct. Oh, if this rule is broken, it could keep getting drawn again, and then you could keep using powerful cards. Yes, that's right. Oh, so that's a rule that could lead to something more explosive. Okay. It seems like the dream combos you've been imagining while watching our fighters will be possible in this mode. I guess so. With so many people uploading videos and creators taking on the challenge, I think I might be able to create the deck I've always dreamed of. A lot of fun elements have been added. Well, then, you can think of it as a mode where you can make really fun decks by utilizing those rules at a high difficulty level, even though you don't get saved data. Then, I'm also curious about the rewards. You may be curious about the compensation. You can obtain the right to edit saved data by using items obtained by clearing content. Save data editing rights. When I look at the completed saved data, sometimes I wish only the child's flashes would change. I think there must have been many moments when you thought, it would have been better if this restoration had been attached to something else. I think you can think of it as an additional item to compensate for that situation. Of course, I will explain the detailed functions again, but I think it will be a very valuable reward. I think it'll be a really valuable item that you can get again in the Chaos Assault. Yes. Well, I heard there's another content following the Chaos Assault. The common knowledge content being added in Season 3 is called Purification Protocol. Purification Protocol is a content that requires defeating hacking codes in order to restore a hacked system. It seems like it will be content that requires a total of 3 decks by organizing fighters in each of the 3 zones. Oh, then I guess we'll have to train more fighters. Yes, that's right. Unlike previous battles, you can now call for external help when you are in danger. By requesting vaccine code support from Elaine, you can now receive certain buff effects when you are in a specific crisis situation. This battle seems much more difficult. Yes, it's going to be very difficult to configure, and the reason for that difficulty is that we don't actually experience collapse very often in the simulation dungeons right now. However, in this content called Purification Protocol, even after clearing the stage, the stress level remains. So then, if you keep going to spots in succession on the stage here, the stress will continue and eventually you may collapse, and because the difficulty is high, you may eventually need help from lane 1. That's the gimmick. Certainly, this is a content that requires a lot of training of fighters and a lot of research on combinations to take on the challenge. Since the stress continues, I think managing this stress is a key part of the play in this content. I think it would be fun if this was implemented well, as the name Purification Protocol suggests. Okay, at this point, I thought there wouldn't be any more, but yes, there's more. Yes. There's still a lot left. Oh, so is there any other content? Yes. New challenges for each combatant will also be added to stimulate the desire for challenge among first-timers. challenges will consist of achievements related to each combatant's unique gimmick. That's why we're preparing content that's not just about saving good save data, but also so that you can enjoy clearing various challenges with your favorite fighters. If you succeed in the challenge, you will also receive a special sticker for that combatant, so please look forward to it. Well, then, in a way, the battle-specific challenges are, like the Spiral Tower of Screams you mentioned earlier, added to allow me to raise new combatants I haven't raised before and challenge them again, while also receiving a lot of collectible items. Yes. If the Spiral Tower of Severance is now a content-clearing objective, then this challenge has some gimmick effects that the heroes have. For example, in the case of Orlia, there will likely be some fun achievements like preserving 100 times. But the team leader really liked the Orloa episode from last time. No, that's a misunderstanding. I love Aurea, too. Oh, I see. I think you like it very much. Well, it's good to take on challenges like this, but on the other hand, I like to enjoy things a little more lightly. There may be some people who play like that, but on the other hand, I think it might be a bit difficult for these people. It's a bit burdensome. Since the challenges are no longer limited time or anything like that, if you find them burdensome, you can just put them aside and try them out whenever you have time. There were also some parts that were difficult, like I didn't know how to raise them. Of course, a voice guide will also be added. We have potential and the number of memory fragments and sets will continue to increase, so we will of course provide information on how to use these for each combatant and what options are good. If the voice guide is well prepared, I might give up, but I thought it would be good to have some help with those things. So, I met with a voice guide. Wow, there are many. It's great. So, as we saw in the roadmap, the impact was really strong, and it was probably Hugo. Yes, it says depraved mode and I personally have some expectations for this depraved mode just from the name. I think it would be good if you could explain what unique aspects there are. You might expect that the game will become too difficult because the elements we explained earlier are challenging. You can think of it as giving new powers to the fighters to face these increasingly dangerous and immense threats of chaos in the future. Corruption is a new growth element that allows fighters to become stronger for an even more powerful Chaos Tober. It is not just a growth element, but it also aims to function as a strategic element that can suggest new build possibilities, such as adding new persistent effects or changing some skills so that existing fighters can play a new role. Then the existing combatants may have different styles, and yes, if some of these skills change, the production will also change, that's right. The collapse animation of combatants with corruption activated is replaced with a unique corruption animation. With the addition of dialogue and visuals to match the corruption, you can see another attractive side of the fighters. Corruption plans to update sequentially for each combatant. We expect some fighters who are underpowered in the meta or stuck with stale builds to show new and stronger forms with this update. Oh, what's going on? There must have been a lot of data screens on the screen right now, but behind this, isn't it true that Orlia, who likes Choi Sung-hyun's line, is a bit of a factor? I also heard that later, so please don't misunderstand. I heard this while preparing. Yes. Oh, but if you look at it today, we are still in the production stage. Anyway, but this kind of atmosphere that it gives off, and especially the costumes, are like that. It's a bit more torn like this. I also find Aurelia really attractive. I haven't raised it yet. Personally, I would like to join you. It seems like Erel and Hugo are being prepared again, and they will continue to be updated sequentially in the future. Is that correct? Yes, that's correct. I hope this will be an opportunity to utilize the corrupted mode to see the charms of other fighters. I really hope this doesn't get postponed. Me too. I hope you work hard. Yes. So, we've gone through the entire roadmap for Chaos Zero Nightmare. Oh, I've told you so many things. So, if you look at it, you might be a little confused about when this will be updated, so let's take a moment to look at it this way. The December update we mentioned earlier will be released on December 24th. And other improvements are coming soon, starting with the incised Spiral Tower in January. And Season 2, yes, it starts in February with the full-fledged Galactic Empire Season 2 story. Yes, starting in April, Season 3 will begin, so you'll be able to experience various contents such as the Chaos Assault, Corruption Mode, and Purification Protocol that I mentioned earlier. Yes, I ask for your great anticipation. Well, then, since you guys have been watching for such a long time, I can't not give you another gift. I think it would be good if you could also tell us about the gift that Choi Sung-yui's father-in-law prepared. Yes. We would like to once again express our gratitude to all of you first viewers who have watched our long roadmap showcase broadcasts so far. As a gift for watching, we would like to give you 10 signal booster anchors. Oh, during the live broadcast, I had 300 or 500 crystals, but now I'm suddenly going to be a signal anchor? Can I use this during Serenity? Oh, of course. Yes. It will be paid directly by mail. I see. They say you'll get your money right away by mail. So please make sure to receive it and show lots of love, as Serenial will make her official appearance on December 24th. So, we've done a roadmap showcase together with the developers. Please tell us your thoughts on today. We are always developing with gratitude and happiness thanks to the first-time users who enjoy Chaos Zero Nightmare. We will do our best to repay your support. We hope you enjoy Kazina's new challenge. Thank you. Our art studio will continue to do its best to present new, unique, and dark art unique to Kazina. Thank you. As we prepared the roadmap, we were able to realize that there were many things we were lacking. That's why we will work even harder to develop in the future to repay you, the first. As winter has become colder, I hope you take care of your health and have a warm end of the year. Thank you. So, it's time for us to wrap up our roadmap showcase. Kazana launched in October 2025. There were so many things going on. We hope you will continue to show interest and play Chaos Tour Nightmare in 26 years, and we hope you have a happy grind. With that, we will now take our leave. Thank you all for the burst.